All right, media, thank you for joining this afternoon. We'll hear from GM head coach Derek Fisher, Erica Wheeler, Taya Cooper, Nia Coffey, and Amanda Zahui B. And those tuning in live on Twitter, thanks for joining as well. We'll get started with Rashawn Haylock of Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win.
That's Rashawn.
Couple things. First, Zaui's rebounding. How pivotal was that tonight? And then your biggest, not necessarily biggest takeaway, but what impressed you the most about your team getting this victory?
Yeah, I mean, I think Zaui's rebounding is, it's one of the reasons why she was such a priority for us in the offseason and free agency. She has a nose for the basketball, defensively, finishing off possessions with rebounds. And, it helps us to be able to, finish off great defensive possessions. And we really needed that presence, especially this afternoon. So, just really, proud of her and happy for her in terms of the work that she's doing on that end. We all, think of her at times as a pick and pop shooter. But she definitely brings a level of physicality to the glass that we need. Overall, in terms of the team's effort, and just getting this win today, this was all heart. It was, just because they didn't want to let each other down. That's really what this game came down to today. For us to have played, last Thursday, Saturday, in Chicago, or Friday, Sunday, I'm sorry. I'm all confused myself. Friday, Sunday, plus travel to Dallas, play Tuesday, fly back to LA, play Thursday, then finish all of that with an early game at noon today. They had nothing in the tank, and we got off to another good start, but it just couldn't sustain it. And just figured out a way to win. And, just really happy for our team and for our players that they continue to find that effort.
Brady Klopfer with SB Nation.
Hey, Derek, I hope you can hear me with the PA announcer going on here. You gave Taya a pretty hard defensive assignment, and she did pretty damn well. Can you just talk about her on-ball defense tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Coop is one of our better on-ball defenders, and we, you play Chicago, it's tough, to decide who should cover who because they have an all-star caliber backcourt with Van der Sloot and Quigley, and then with the Shields and Copper, you pick your poison basically, and all four of them can break you down. So, we thought that Coop would be able to do a good job on the basketball with ball pressure and activity, and we guessed right. I guess today she did a really good job, and it's hard to do, but she accepted the challenge, and we're really thankful that she's with us and can bring that for us in the defensive end.
Avi with H&B Media.
What's up, Coach?
What's up, Al?
You signed her, so I'm sure you were well aware of her, what she could do. But when you think about Nia Coffey and just what she's done this season, did you even think that she would prove to be as pivotal for your team as she's proven to be so far?
No, I mean, I don't think any of us, anticipated how pivotal and how versatile she would be, but that was the hope, right? That was if this goes well, these are a lot of the things that she is capable of doing, or that we've seen flashes of in the past when she was with other teams. And so, in conversation with Nia, prior to signing her free agency, she spoke this into existence. This is what she wanted to show us and other people, that she was capable of, doing a little bit more than maybe we had seen from her in the past. And she put the work in, and the hard work always pays off, and you're seeing that in her performance, day in and day out. And it's also good to see that she's been shooting lights out from three, and she missed some good ones today, but the rebounding, the shot blocking, the activity, the communication, all of those, intangible things at times that don't show up in the stat sheet, she still does those. And, that's a sign of a really, great player that of high character and high integrity, and we're thankful to have her.
John W. Davis with Winsider.
These last two games, your guards have been able to put pressure on the opposing defense by taking it really hard to the rack. How important do you think that is going forward with the type of players that you have on this team?
It's vital. We didn't want it to come under these circumstances, in terms of the injuries and how we've had to kind of shift our roster a little bit, but that was the goal, at least in putting the team together the way we did. Was to have multiple ball handlers and decision makers, players that can put pressure on the rim, that can help us get to the free throw line, that can help us get good drive and kick opportunities, that also can hopefully we can start to finish better at the rim, and the game will actually become easier for us. Like some of our offensive struggles are not because we're not getting opportunities. We just have to convert, and having those guards being able to turn the corner is really key in that regard. And hopefully it's something we can continue to build on as we go forward, and then over the next 3, 4, 5 weeks or so, as we start to put our team back together, and we start to round ourselves into hopefully the best version of who we can be. We'll still be able to have that type of pressure, from our perimeter players that creates a lot of problems for opponents and good opportunities for us.
David Applewood with next.
Hey, Coach. Following up on that a little bit, it kind of seems like you guys have been developing like a real kind of tough, gritty identity these past few games. Like how you mentioned, not settling for outside shots, taking the ball to the rim, but on the defensive end too. Playing physical defense, challenging stuff at the rim. Is that something that you guys have talked about, or is something you've noticed a little bit? Just and if so, is that something that you can carry forward in terms of when you start getting a couple players back, that really tough kind of identity as a blueprint to help win games?
No question. Something that we've talked about, especially internally, as we've gone through and continue to go through a transition into a new era of sports basketball, and how we want to play the game, the way we want to compete every night. We have to play with a level of mental and physical toughness, grit, that we're hungry, and that we're going to play, each possession like it's the last one of the game. Like we really want to have that kind of mentality, on both ends of the floor. But defensively, again, putting the team together the way we did, like players like Taya Cooper, Erica Wheeler, Nia Coffey, Zahui B, not to mention returning players and players that we already know of, but those players were specifically, sought out to add, that level of just, toughness and a grit to what we do. And, the great teams have that. And that was something we've missed, I think, in the past. And so I think we just have to continue to find what the balance is between, being able to play with that combined with, good skill and good execution, and good understanding of what we're trying to do. And, we feel like we can become a really good team.
Last two for Coach. We'll go to Chris Camella with Nightcast Media.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Nice win.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk about, Candace was, she did a little sideline interview with ESPN talking about how great it was to see everybody. And obviously she still considers LA home. I just wanted to talk about your guys' interaction, if any, today, and what was that like? And just any comments on Candace.
Yeah, no, we didn't interact today. I don't think at all. Like I'm not out there really other than during the game very much. I go out for pregame a little, but since Candace isn't playing right now, I don't think she came out to warm up or do anything, at least when I was out there. So, yeah, no interaction today. We briefly connected when we were last in Chicago last weekend. But, I think that, we did some things up on the video, again, just to show from a, an organizational perspective, including myself, how appreciative we are of Candace's efforts, the investment that she made in her career to, to help build the Sparks into, what it was able to become over the years. So that'll never go away. And, yeah, I mean, we're all just kind of moving on the best we can. I mean, hopefully she can get healthy soon and continue to complete her career in the fashion that she wants to.
Last question for Coach, will go to Sabrina Merchant.
Hey, Coach. You mentioned Amanda's physicality earlier, and I'm curious, she was used as a roller a lot in that fourth quarter with her and Erica Wheeler. Was that something that you guys wanted to say for the fourth quarter, to just sort of happen that way?
No, I think we're trying to explore, what the right amount of pick and roll is for our team. We have some players that are good with the basketball in their hands, but we need to improve our ability to pass and cut and move without the basketball as well. But because of Amanda's ability to shoot the basketball from the perimeter, it causes a lot of problems for teams trying to figure out how they're going to cover us. Tonight, Chicago's game plan was to switch a lot of those things to prevent Amanda from getting open opportunities at the three. And there were at times during the game when we recognized that Amanda rolling to the front of the basket was a really good thing for us. And she was able to cause some problems without, making threes really tonight. She was 6 for 9 from 2. And, that's something that I think we can continue to build on, without only relying on her just making threes. So whether it's Erica handling, Christy Tolliver handling, we want to continue to help, Taya Cooper become a really good, not just ball handler and playmaker, but decision maker with the basketball. And Arella Garantes, Brittany Sykes, like we have a number of players that we want to be able to explore some screen roll opportunity with. And, we just try to keep putting in some work so we can get better at executing in it.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks everybody.
All right, questions for Nia Coffey. We'll start with Charles Hallman.
How you doing, Nina?
Good, and you?
Doing fine. I'm gonna ask you a non-basketball question, so to speak. You'll
Okay.
be coming to Minnesota next week, and it's a homecoming for you, just like it is for Simone. Have you had a chance to think about the fact that you'll be playing in front of home folks in over a year?
No. Sorry. I mean, it's my 5th year, so I've been there plenty of times already.
But
All right, we'll go to John W. Davis with Windsider.
What are you seeing out there on defense? It seems like you feel like you can block about any shot that goes up.
My focus is just making sure that we stay in our team defense, making sure I'm really active in our team shell, and just being very vocal, making sure I'm in help side. And if I see an opportunity, just be smart about it. So.
Rashawn Haylock, Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Nia, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
What was said after that third quarter? They made a little bit of a run there and kind of a slow start for you as a team out of the locker room. What was said in between the third and the fourth quarter that
Yeah.
allowed you to regroup?
I think we just talked about how it's a game of runs, and that was their run. Just make sure that we lock in and just focus on what we need to do defensively and making sure to move the ball offensively.
Pepper Persley with the next.
Hi, Nia. It's great to talk with you. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Today, the Sparks guards were really speedy and tenacious. Can you just talk about how they impacted the team today?
Yeah, I love how aggressive our guards can be, especially when we're able to space out the floor and just give them their lanes and, reading off of them. They bring great energy. So I just love to see, them being them and just feeding off of them.
Thank you. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Time for two more with Nia. We'll go to Brady Klopp for SB Nation.
Nia, what's it been like having fans back here for these last two games, especially on plays like the one where you blocked Stephanie Dolson and it clearly pumped up the crowd a bit? How much has that helped?
I mean, we love to have our fans in the building just to, hear their energy and get that momentum. It definitely makes you feel like you have that home court advantage, especially when we're not in the Staples Center right now. So it's great to see them and feel their energy.
Last question for Nia. We'll go to Pavi with H&B Media.
What's up, Nia? Can you just speak to your role on this team so far this season? You've been a really important player for this team so far. I guess, did you expect for your role to expand so much as early as it has?
Honestly, at this point, I literally take things day by day, and I always ask my teammates and my coaches, like, whatever you need from me, I will do. I make sure that I start on defense and make sure I get rebounding in there and just like feel the game. So whatever they need me to do, I'm just going to try my best to fill that role.
Thank you. All right, media and those tuning in live on the LA Sparks Twitter. We have Erica Wheeler, who had a season-high 22 points, and Taya Cooper with back-to-back games scoring in double figures, 13 points tonight. We'll get started with Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
Hey, Erica. You and Amanda were so critical in bringing the game home today, with that pick and roll just over and over against the Sky defense. Do you see your role as a closer, or do you just sort of fill in wherever you need the Sparks to have you?
Just to fill in kind of wherever, my coach need me. I knew he wanted the ball in my hand at the last couple of seconds down the stretch. So, the game was, I felt good, so, and he knew that. So just staying confident and just believing in myself and just trusting the shot. What gives you that confidence to have the ball in your hands down the stretch? My teammates, I can see them looking for me, and I can also hear Fisher, saying, give me the ball, and setting plays up for me. So that definitely give me confidence.
We'll go to Ethan Sands with the LA Times.
Turnover 3.
Ethan, are you there?
13.
Okay, I can't hear Ethan. We'll go over to Eric Lampkins the second.
All right. Amanda, great game today. Erica, great game today. What's your mental approach heading into a game, and how has Coach Fisher's experience as a champion influenced your approach?
Who's that question for?
It's for Erica.
Can you repeat it? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I said, what's your mental approach heading into a game, and how has Coach Fisher's experience as a champion influenced your approach?
Well, Fisher is a cool guy. Like, he don't put no pressure on either one of us or any of us. It's really just about, watching film and just coming prepared for the game and just playing free. It's not no weight on anybody's shoulder or my shoulder. So for me, just being loose, and I think I was that today.
Go over to John W. Davis and Winsider.
This question is for both of y'all. How do you manage in a game when, to me, it looks like somebody can't guard you? What do you do?
Wait, he's asking us how do we feel when we feel like somebody can't guard us?
Yes. Like,
Give
what
me
do you
that.
do?
Give me that. Give me that.
It's the ISO. What you mean? Like, you go at them. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Give me
You
that.
see a mismatch? Get busy.
But past that, like, is it a matter of, like, you still have to focus on playing team basketball though, right? Like, you can't
That
just
is
say
team
like,
basketball, realizing the mismatch.
Yeah, that's definitely
Okay.
team basketball.
Everybody get them at one point in the game. So, yeah, it's your turn. It's my turn. It's our turn. That's how.
Amanda Skurlock, the LA Sentinel.
Congratulations on the win. What's amazing about this game is that your ability to get scores off of turnovers. Could you guys talk a little bit about that and how you were able to execute?
Go ahead, Tay, because I've been talking the whole interview.
Coach T really got us taking pride on defense. So I feel like the more our defense is going, the better our offense is going. And we really try to, accumulate points off of the turnovers, because we're making you turn it over. We got to get something out of it. So that's what we do.
We'll go to Brady Klopper with SB Nation.
Taya, how fun is it for you to go into a game knowing that you're going to be defending one of the top guards in the league and knowing that that's your assignment, and then to go out there and have the game you had, really kind of shutting down Vandersloot? How much fun is that for you?
I ain't even think of that because, we play defense as a team. So it's like I never feel like I'm alone. But now that you put it that way, I ain't really, I ain't think of it that way. But now that you said it, it feels good that they believe in me to do that.
Definitely go bonkers with that. You really do go off. Nice.
Time for a couple more. We'll go to Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, congrats on the win. First off, Erica, you mic'd up today, highly entertaining. So I really, really enjoyed that watching the broadcast.
I know. I know we got a couple of bleepers for sure.
Oh yeah, it was some of those too. For sure. It seems like I got one for you as well, Taya, but for you, Erica, it seems like you've been in attack mode a little bit these last couple of games. How do you feed off of that when you're able to get to the cup the way you have? And then for you, Taya, this last string of games you put together, how much do you attribute that to being in the starting lineup?
Go ahead. Fish talked to me about just being aggressive. And I think tonight I came in super aggressive, just attacking the bigs, because we know the bigs are not that fast. It's just that downhill drive is lethal when you're fast. So, Fish kept telling me, keep going downhill, and even if you have two on you, you got the pop. So my goal today was to be super aggressive, and that's what I did.
Mine was one more time.
One more. You put together.
I was thinking the whole time too.
You put together a nice string of games here. How much do you attribute that to being in the starting lineup?
I don't think it has nothing to do with that. I think it has more to do with my conversations with Fish and Coach T, and just mentally clearing my head, because everything was new. The team was new. What he wanted was new, and just getting comfortable in it. I think that took me a little minute, but got the swing of things. Conversations, watching videos, kind of clear there.
Last question will go to Megan Hines with the Swab Report.
Congrats on the win, you guys. I just want to ask, you guys being energy players, how are you guys able to even more build off of that with the fans being in the building today?
I didn't hear nothing you said.
So, with you guys being being energy players today, and also the fans being in the building, how much was that with the fact that you guys keeping up energy throughout the game?
Oh man, the having fans is so crazy, because my first year was in the bubble, so you've been having fans. Mm-hmm. But having fans is so crazy, and then it's like All American was here, the whole cast, they cheering for us, Biblica, everybody in here. It's just like, it's crazy to me, because I can hear my mama, I can hear everybody here.
No, it's definitely love to have fans to give us that extra push. Even when I think we went down for a second, we score a basket and we get energy from the fans. Like that helps, So it's definitely amazing to have the fans in the building.
And it's not just sounds. They're like, oh, like y'all gave us in the bubble. It's like we can hear them. They saying stuff.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Let's go, baby.
All right, last up today, we have Amanda Zahui B, who had her first double-double of the season with 13 points, 10 rebounds, her 8th career double-double, and was a plus 15 in tonight's game. We will start with Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
And that's exciting. Plus 15.
Hey, Amanda, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
How critical? Fish was talking earlier just about your rebounding, your shot blocking as well this afternoon. How critical do you think that was?
I mean, very critical. I wasn't hitting as much from the outside, so I had to find ways to just help my team get stops and make something happen. And I think me and Nia locked arms on multiple rebounds, and I just pulled it out of her hands.
Amanda Skurlock with the LA Sentinel.
What that was really interesting about this game is your ability to score off of their turnovers. What kind of sparked that and what inspired that one?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Oh, yeah. Your ability to get points from the turnovers that you forced from the Chicago Sky.
Yeah, I mean, we are trying to force as many turnovers as possible with aggressive defense, and then really, what's the word? But we're really trying to make something happen out of it and score. I think the first time we played Chicago, we had we forced a lot of turnovers, but we didn't score as much on them. So that's something that Coach Fish has really emphasized that he wants us to do. So.
John W. Davis, Winsider.
I think for me, one of the most memorable things I saw you do in this game was there was a few minutes left in the fourth quarter, but I saw you wave by when you made that big basket. You were just kind of feeling it. We saw it, but how much fun are you really having out there?
Honestly, I'm having so much fun. This is one of the most fun seasons that I've had in the W. I mean, we have a lot of characters on this team, and I think that their goofiness is really rubbing off on me when I'm out there. I love every single one of them, and it's so much fun. Even when, we struggle a little bit, we have the best people on the bench that are hyping us up. Doesn't matter who's on the bench, there's always energy, and that's what makes it so much fun.
Sabrina Merchant, SB Nation.
Hey, Amanda, you're obviously one of the more vocal players on the court, but what can you say about Nia Coffey's voice? It seems like the two of you really do a lot of communicating on the court.
Yo, Nia is constantly talking, and I love it because a lot of times, throughout my career, I find myself being the only one talking, but having someone that talks that much behind me, if I go a help side, she's talking, Slim is talking. It's just, I think communication is one of our greatest strength.
Pepper Persley with the next.
Hi, Amanda. It's great to see you. Congrats on the win. So I know somebody asked you a little bit about this, but I want to ask you specifically about your blocks today.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't know I had 4 blocks until after the game. We all know that in the past I've been very foul prone. So just trying to stay straight up and send whatever they're trying to pull up, just send it away.
Thank you.
Respectfully. Thank you, baby.
Thanks, Pepper. We have time for 2 more today. We'll go to Charles Hallman.
Hello, Amanda. Congratulations on your win today.
Thank you.
And your milestone you reached in terms of scoring. But I want to ask you a 9-game question. I know you got a couple more games to go, but you're coming to Minnesota next week. You thought about the homecoming. I mean, it's gonna be one for Simone. You got her jersey or her on your chest. Just think anything you want to talk about in terms of telling the fans here. Are you coming back here for over a year?
Yeah, I mean, I love Minnesota. Minnesota is home, and it's always going to be. But I think that besides the game and us focusing on us, I really want everyone to be out there for Simone and really show her the love that she deserves. And I know Minnesota's going to bring it. Minnesota always brings it, the supporters and fans, but I want them to show up for Mo because what she have done for Minnesota and the game of basketball is unmatchable, and she deserves all the love and respect for that.
Last question for today will go to Brady Klopfer with SB Nation.
Amanda, with the game on the line there at the end, you repeatedly went down to those pick and rolls with Erica and put the game away. What's your comfort level with Erica there, and just how much faith and confidence do you have in her with the ball in her hands, the game on the line, to make the right decision, the right play there?
Yeah, I trust Erica 100% with the ball in her hands, like I do with all my other teammates. It doesn't matter who's out there. I trust them all. And I know that helps like the team, that we trust in each other. Also, Coach Dash, Daddy Dash, kind of like slightly respectfully cussed me out for just popping when they were switching. So, and I didn't want to get cussed out again. So I just had to roll, and we found ways to make it happen, and we won.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks for joining, media. Sparks will be off tomorrow and travel to Washington, D.C. on Tuesday. Thank you.